My next guests all recently graduated with degrees in creative arts and just started a theatre production company called 23rd Theatre Co. to create their own opportunities and to tell stories, bypassing the audition treadmill to some extent. But we'll find out more in a sec. Welcome to Showtime, Riley, Flynn, and Charlie.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
I want to know more. You recently graduated from JMC Academy, and you've all got a Bachelor of Creative Arts. I assume one each rather than sharing one.
No, we have combined. All three of us.
Great collaboration. Love it. Is that where you first met? Did you first meet at JMC?
Yeah. I think we all met first at JMC, and we all just kind of, I think, were you two in different classes starting?
We were in the same trimester.
Yeah, for the first try.
And
you were in the other one.
I was in the other group, and then we kind of just slowly got more acquainted with each other over the course of 2 years. Yeah.
And this is the first show I've gotten to do with you.
Yes.
Actually, either of you. No. Yeah. Okay. First show I get to do with you guys.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about that journey from that awkward first time in a room, not knowing each other, to, hey, let's start a theatre company together.
Well, I don't know if you two feel the same way, but the first day of an acting university is really daunting because you don't get to do anything else like it, but you're also surrounded by a bunch of people who just have the same passion as you of wanting to pursue acting as a career. So over the course of maybe a week or two, you slowly start to get familiarized with everyone. You realize, I'm actually in a loving home in a new community that I found myself in. And then just over the course of a year and a bit, I've gotten to know you both. And what about
It's certainly very comforting to know that you're very much less likely to get laughed at because everyone in the room is there for the same thing. We're all there to act, we're all there to learn, compared to high school drama, where it's a lot more likely that you will get laughed at because someone might just be there for the extra credit or something. So definitely very comforting to be in a room of like-minded peers.
Yeah, it's sort of those first few weeks at JMC were very much sort of a trial by fire. I feel first intake for the Melbourne sort of course, and so the acting teachers were able to sort of really do what they wanted, and it was hard. Everyone was really pushing themselves, and having someone stand up in front of everyone and just sort of bare their soul, it very quickly formed sort of a community with us, and we all sort of back each other quite strongly now.
And what inspired you to turn that into starting a theatre production company?
GYG conversation.
Yeah, pretty much.
So almost exactly a year ago, doing the showcase and final shows for this course, Riley and I were talking with one of the directors who said, you got to create your own opportunities and go out, create a show. That's what I would do if in your position. We then went out to GYG and sat there having a burrito and a margarita. And we kind of that's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
And sort of evolved from their weekly meetings. Charlie came on board as well.
Well, to introduce Charlie into the fold, burritos, margaritas, and Charlie. I think those are the three words that we can use to conceptualize the beginning of 23rd Company.
Sounds like a new line of merch that you're flogging.
Of course. It'd go far.
Yeah.
Look, it probably would. Anyway, we can talk about royalties for that idea later. What is it about 23rd Theatre Co. that's different? Because there are so many great theatre companies in Melbourne. What's different about what you're doing?
I think from a personal mindset of wanting to make work for ourselves, as well as other graduates from across the board of different performing arts sectors, I know that's been something that we've been really focusing on with bringing on our design team, who are all graduate students from VCA, who have done also a marvellous job all throughout this process. I think it's just been about that, trying to give everyone who is new to this industry as much opportunity as possible. Because once you get out of an educational university setting, it's cool, I have all these resources, I just don't know where to go or what to do with them. So I think we kind of want to hope and will try to be that sort of venture point of, okay, I don't know where to go now, I need someone to rely on, maybe that can be us.
Yeah, that's something that we want to sort of work towards and get there. We need to build that base that audience so that we can do exactly that and bring in new designers, new actors who have just graduated, and sort of give them that chance to put on the show.
Yeah, it's also a way for us to like learn new things and have new experiences. Like for all of us, it's all of our first time ever producing a work, so getting to like, I suppose, learn new things. It's also an opportunity for like other people to like learn as well, learn to be like part of like a team in a different capacity and learn new skills that we can then take on to do other things in our other ventures.
And what are some of the challenges that you've encountered so far that you just never expected?
The laundry list.
The laundry list.
We came into producing like with an idea of what we thought it would be, and we didn't come in prepared enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
So
I don't think anyone was.
I don't think any of us
enough.
were prepared.
Yeah. We would often have days where we would feel like, oh, we'd actually think we're like on top of everything, and then all of a sudden, like a new list would come in, and it's like you've actually forgotten this. You need to get in contact with this person. This person has a new inquiry, and all this kind of stuff. But producing has been so fun, genuinely so fun. But it's also very stressful, and I think it's a kind of fun, very anxiety-inducing stress. But I mean, I think aside from that, the challenges that we face have also like made us better producers and like accompanied people as well. I know for me personally, I used to be such a massive procrastinator before this. I would always leave things to the last minute, but now that I've like had to do this producing thing as well as these two, it's like I don't have the time to procrastinate anymore, and so that's been a fun little thing for me. Yeah.
And how do you stay motivated and inspired when some of those challenges come slapping you in the face?
It looks like you were going to say something, because I've got an answer, but it's a pretty dark one.
I suppose it's just the idea of, oh no.
We've lost Andrew.
You okay?
Yeah. I suppose it's just always reminding ourselves that there will be an end product that we can be proud of, while we might have these moments or struggle or where we might forget to communicate with each other. Always remembering that at the end of the day, we are going to be proud of what we create because we are doing something very special.
Yeah, and I also think that we have each other's backs is also very important. I know for me personally, I hadn't been having fun with this entire thing up until recently, and it was only up until I've had a conversation with you both and the director of like, hey, you kind of look like you need to have fun. And so I think I've just been having fun with these two and everyone else for the past couple of days, and it's just been
the build up to that though. The months.
It certainly was a lot of hard work, but I mean, definitely. Hey, look where we are now.
Yeah, sort of doing like a lot of work balancing ventures outside of this as well. It's sort of just that original idea of wanting to put on a show that we all enjoyed and sort of felt passionate about putting on. Just the faith that things would come together, and I trust you guys. That's sort of just one step at a time. What's in front of me got me through that.
And you're working on Rope, which I think previewed last night and opens tonight.
Yes.
For those that don't know, what's Rope?
So Rope by Patrick Hamilton, written early 1900s. It's basically a play where two university students, they murder a colleague, stuff his body in a chest, and then they invite a bunch of their friends over for a dinner party with that chest as the centerpiece, including the victim's mother. And it's quite dark. It was written at the time of sort of a lot of Agatha Christie and whodunits were very prominent. And Patrick Hamilton sort of put a spin on it of sort of like, they did it, will they get away with it? And it was later adapted by Alfred Hitchcock into a film. That's sort of his one-take film. It's just a really interesting suspense and thriller through there.
And what is it that attracted you to Rope as the very first production of your new company?
I read the script when we were all on a graduation trip after university. And at the time, I didn't necessarily think of reading shows to like put on as the first production. I read the script and I fell in love with the opening. Just for a little bit of context, it's all kind of in darkness for the very beginning of it, and that kind of drew me in. And slowly we started introducing these characters brilliant ensemble characters and such, and that made me fall in love with this project. But I think it was only up until when we all like read it collectively together that we all kind of like fell in love with it unanimously. And it was at that moment that I was like, okay, I think we can all agree that this is probably the first thing that we should do. It's something that we're all on board with. It's something that we all love and respect, and something that we feel should be on a stage. Yeah, does anyone want to cut me off?
No,
No, that was pretty good. I mean, everyone loves a murder mystery. Everyone loves a thriller, a whodunit. There's nothing better to attract an audience than to see if they will get away with it in the end. Because I feel like the biggest question of the show is, will they get away with it? Will they successfully get away with this murder and stuffing a body in a trunk and having a dinner party on it? You know?
Yeah, it's a fun show. It's not, there's no like grand message throughout it. And of course there's things and reflections on sort of university students and young, like privileged white men just sort of going out and doing their whatever they want, and the sort of the ramifications of that. But first and foremost, it's a fun show. It's a fun night of theatre, and that's sort of what we wanted to create for that first show.
Well, there are people dying, there are people grieving. Why wouldn't it be fun?
Exactly.
It was very, I mean, as you said, it was very famously an Alfred Hitchcock movie, and it was all sort of in a one continuous shot. Have you replicated that style of cinematography on a live theatre stage?
That's a really good question.
I think Hitchcock used the one take to sort of more emulate the nature of theatre. And what we've done is we don't have an interval. So it's one quick sort of rocket ride, I guess. I don't know.
Rocket ride.
It's not a long show. It sits between 75 and 80 minutes. And you're in, and it just goes. There's no escape, no chance to go out, talk with everyone else, go to the toilet and sort of relieve some of that tension. That's sort of what we wanted to do with it.
Yeah, and something, if I could quickly add, is Mark Yates, who's the lovely director for this production. He wanted to do this introverse immediately from the get-go because he saw the vision of, your choice of word, cinematography, of being so uncomfortably close and claustrophobic to the action that, like, yeah, Flynn, as you said, there is no kind of escape, there is no relief. You are just as implicit and explicit to this crime that is being committed as are the murderers, and that's an uncomfortable feeling that we want the audience to really sit in, you know, be on the edge of their seats of like, what's going to happen after what's going to happen?
Yeah. You are another dinner party guest, but you know everything.
So it sounds to me, which is unusual for live theatre, that the audience are sort of experiencing this in real time along with the characters they're watching.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a bit of time, like, it's basically a one-to-one of, the original play is, like, it's as long as the events of the play. It's quite naturalistic in that way. We've paced it up a bit, so the times, there's a moment where, which in reality would be about half an hour, like dinner party, which is condensed down to like 30 seconds. But for the most part, it is exactly that. And it feels entirely like they are witnessing every event as it unfolds.
I'm chatting with Riley, Flynn and Charlie about Rope by their brand new theatre company, 23rd Theatre Co. It's on right now at the Irene Mitchell studio in South Yarra until the 22nd of March. For more info and to book tickets, stmartinsyouth.com.au. Riley, Flynn, Charlie, thank you so much. All the very best for your season of Rope, and all the very best for 23rd Theatre Co.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.